You boys ready?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're
waiting for
good to
you.
go.
Are you doing a reveal or something?
Hey, Rastafari. Jesus fuck.
Are you wearing
What the fuck?
Are you wearing a kid's backpack?
That's a super tiny backpack, bro.
Listen, I'm just here so you two don't whine. So you can ask me any questions you want. I'm gonna give you the same response.
All right, all right. Oh, fucking shit. This
Dang. Marshawn's been on here twice.
is crazy.
All right.
Is he popping Skittles?
All right. We're running into it. Welcome back to Taco's Truck. Password is Taco Fantasy Football League's podcast, presented by your hosts, David Molly and Joey Drip Stevenson. Thank you for tuning in. Running into week 13, we have Marshawn Lynch, aka Brandon.
I gotta minimize my zoom here. I can't stare at this guy. What is on the head? It is.
I'm just here so you don't whine.
I'm pretty good.
All right. Let's kick this
right.
baby off.
Jesus Christ. It's time for Taco Talk. All right, Joe, go ahead and run it.
All right, man. Looks like this first one is your topic.
Yeah,
you're good. Go ahead.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I'll just bring it up because people have been talking about, or a couple of us have talked about waivers. I'm not saying necessarily that this needs to happen, or we might not even vote on it, but just something that I want to discuss. It changes a little bit of the dynamic of fantasy football, and also lets people that are winning have a chance to, I guess, continue to win without being fucked by waivers. So FAB spending, FAAB is a free agent acquisition budget. And basically what it is you get a budget of like $100 and you bid on your waiver players. Waivers lock every day. I'm in another league that does this. I know Mark is in another league that does this as well. So other people have experience with this. Marshall brought it up a couple years ago, I believe, and I actually really enjoy that idea of it. I like it because it's one and another dynamic and strategy to fantasy football, but also just because you're last place doesn't mean that you can build your team with players that are now in elite starting spots because of injury, and since you're the shittiest team, you get to do it. But at the same time, you also have a limited amount of money, so you cannot just spend all your money. Obviously, you gotta budget it. Just something to consider if anyone potentially likes that idea. I can discuss that more with them, or you can research. There's many things called YouTube and Google that can help you figure all this out. I personally enjoy it. I know Mark enjoys a league that he's in that does it. But anyway, it's just something that I wanted to bring up because I don't know, just changes in the league, things to forever be fluid.
Cool, man. Cool.
I'm just here so you don't whine.
There it is. Okay. Well, that's good because I got.
We do have questions for you.
Yeah,
are you
questions for
them?
Brandon. Yeah.
I'm just here so you don't whine.
All right, Brandon. Do you feel? All right, he's gone.
I'm here.
All right. Do you feel like your team was a playoff worthy team if you would have had like C-Mac, Monty, Kyler Murray being healthy for the better part of your season? Do you think? I mean, you were competitive. You think, or you could have been competitive?
Yeah, I think I could have been competitive, but when the number one fantasy football player is only plays 4.5 games for you, that kind of shoots you in the foot. And then when you tap on Montgomery getting injured, Hunt getting injured, Lamb going out for a little bit of time, and then Kyler Murray going out, I mean, it was a sinking ship. So there's not much you could do.
Yeah,
and
I think
not to mention the fact that you and Matt were like number one on the waiver. So anytime I try to go pick something up, it already got scooped up.
Hey, here we go.
So.
All
I
right.
mean, I won't go too deep into that because I was just going to let that ride because I think most people know my opinion on the fab. I absolutely hate it, and
You
I think
hate
it's
anything.
but I think it
original.
So tell me, all right, but just tell
new.
me how did that affect me and Matt? Because we were at the bottom of the waivers and we didn't like go skyrocketing to the top with these awesome players.
Yeah, but you also are now potentially playoff teams. So
That's
how did
exactly
it not?
no, that's exactly. So what I was going to tell you is the one thing that this will take away the awesome competitiveness that we've had this season where we've got all these teams in the playoffs.
That is not true. You
Hey,
still have
each
just
their
as
own.
much as you have.
I didn't want to
have
get into
just, You have just as much an advantage, or you have just as much chance to pick someone up. For you who believe that you are, and I'm not saying this out of spite because I do believe that you are smart when it comes to football, but for you who feels like you have a highly intellectual knowledge of fantasy football and football in general, it would be an advantage for you. So I don't see how you would.
It might be. I think we have a lot going on in this league, and I think it's just we're a little overwhelmed with the things we got. But here nor there, we can discuss. It'll be voted on. But you do feel like you were a playoff team, though, Brandon, correct? I wanted to go back to like I think it's 4 or 5, maybe 5, 6 weeks ago during a podcast. Dave and I were both. Well, now that you listen, you probably heard, but we were both gushing on your roster. We liked your roster through and through, and then it's been kind of decimated with nagging, lingering injuries.
Yeah.
I definitely don't feel like you are a last place roster. So,
Well,
it doesn't help when you have the amount of points scored against you.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's no like. I've come to terms with the fact that the wood's probably going to be sitting right above this picture right here in the back.
We hope so.
I do have a question about that picture, Brandon, real quick, not to cut you off. Are you ever going to get a frame for that, or is you just going to hold it up with tape?
No, listen. The wife was supposed to get one. So I ordered a 20 by 60, and as you can see, that motherfucker's like 12 by 54. That's not.
Whoa, move yourself. I want to read the sign.
It says "fuck you, Sean."
Okay.
So the plan was, so I do have a frame for a fucking 20 by 60, and one would think when you tell your wife, hey, order one for 20 by 60 because she gets it from her work, that's what you would get. But no,
is that a picture that you took yourself?
Yes.
That's beautiful, man.
Hey, yeah, you could take that 20 by 60 frame, put like white or colored like construction paper, and then put that. It'd be like a border.
Well,
at least have it framed up.
I'm about 2 seconds away from just taking the bitch to Hobby Lobby and getting a custom frame made. So
that's very expensive.
There you go.
Well,
gotta do what you gotta do, though. Anyway, sorry, I got us off track.
No, we're good. We're good. This is a question for both you guys. Aside from your current position, playoff bound or not, wood bound or not, how do you feel about this particular season? Where does it rank against previous seasons as a whole?
I don't have a lot to say on that. I guess I have one thing, and it's quite obvious, and I'll bring it up later in this section. But with the amount of people that are still, we only have 2 regular season games left. The amount of teams that are still technically able to make the playoffs, but also still able to win the wood,
it's crazy.
Ranks it pretty high for me in the competitive aspect. And I mean, we're ever growing. I love the podcast. I enjoy the podcast. I love the group that we have. Really Drake's the only person that hasn't contributed to anything, including the win column. But I mean, even Clint, who's scared of us, who see him on a regular basis, even he's doing shit. And I mean, look, we have Brandon on here.
We got Brandon on here.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. I've always wanted Brandon on here. I'm not, trying to suck him off because he's right in front. Like
I'll do it.
I like it.
Yeah. I really enjoy Brandon's banter with everything, and he brings a really good aspect to our league and a good atmosphere. And I just think, as far as the league itself, it's good as far as the makeup, and then the actual league down to the scoring on all that, how everything's shaping up is pretty impressive. So it's up there for me.
I also agree on that too. I think besides Kilo, Kilo's kind of out by himself.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's crazy.
He's out by himself. But
so
besides
nuts.
that, like looking at both divisions and seeing the, what could happen, it's pretty much anybody's ball game except for mine. I'm in the contingency of the wood. So Joe, I hope you lose a couple.
Yes, I could for sure. Yeah, that's exactly my opinion as well. Even, being in last place for most of the season or down towards the bottom, this season is fucking nuts, man. I mean,
that's crazy.
Second Harvest they've had Dave in first, Tom in first, Clinton first. Sean's now moved up from like second to last to second. Our division, Kilo's way out in front, but we've all bounced all over the place. In JR right now is 6-6, and he's not safe. If he loses the last two and I win the last two, I'm in over JR. Drake or Mark just need to win one and get a tiebreaker. No one's safe. It's absolutely crazy. This one ranks up pretty damn high for me too. Barring the fact I'm probably going to miss the playoffs, but still, it's a high ranker.
That bumps it up for me too.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Brandon, and then another thing, and I'm sure you know this already, but man, so we were talking about like your roster and points scored against you. 6 of your 8 losses, your opponents have scored over 135 points in 6 of your 8 losses. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. It makes it hard to get wins that way. And I'm not saying that Kilo's got a scrubby team. But there is almost a 300 point difference in points scored against you and Kilo right now. He has scored the most to be up on top of the league, but still, that is a huge, huge swing. You're talking almost, 25 points a week in difference.
Obviously, I would like to be sitting with a better record than I am now, but what I will say is that if I get the brakes blown off me, it's a little bit easier pill to swallow than when I lose.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I believe it's like week 2 or week 3 when I played Kilo the first time. I lost by like 5 points. If I would have played a different tight end, I'd have won.
Yep, that hurts.
That's a hard one. But if you're getting blown out 140 to fucking 90, it's like, okay, well,
yeah. Couldn't do much, right?
That's so true. I feel the same way, dude.
Yeah. So then my point, I guess, is as important as it is to draft a good team and place the right guys in your lineup the right week, I still feel like the schedule of who you play on a random week is a huge percentage of the way that the season shakes out. Sometimes you can do your absolute best and put in, if you might have beat 9 other teams in the league that week, and it just happened to be who you got on the random draw that week, went off. It's so shitty, but it makes it so much fun. Do you guys agree about the schedule or disagree?
I agree. If you look at, we'll get a little bit into it later, but there's a slim possibility that I could knock Kilo off today.
Yeah.
This week.
Yep.
It probably won't happen, but you never know.
Any week.
Yeah. If knowledge of football was the only thing that you needed to win this thing, fuck, I'd win every year, so but no, it's a lot of luck, injuries. Look at Brandon's team. He has the most points scored against him. He has had injuries upon injuries in the worst position. You do not want him in the running back position.
Quarterback too.
Quarterback.
There ain't shit on the waivers.
That's what I mean.
Like, oh, that's great.
like I look at a lot of people's teams, and I feel like a lot of the teams are above average or better. I look at Brandon's team, like we said earlier in the year. I really liked
I was
Brandon's
high
team.
on his team
And
too.
quite honestly, I did not see Brandon getting the wood.
Nope.
Well, it's not set in stone, but
Yeah, it's not.
I did not see Brandon sitting where he's at. But
I feel like,
of course,
I feel like Mark did 2 years ago.
Yeah,
where
you just couldn't stop people from scoring against you. And
Mark had a great team that year. I mean,
yeah,
it was just kind of the way the cookie crumbles. It kind of sucks, but
it is.
This is true.
Like Mark or Brandon said, it kind of is what it is, you know.
So with that said, and with most of us down at the bottom, I guess, at least two of the three of us, who are you going to root for this season, Brandon? Are you rooting for anybody in particular to win this season? I know, like last year, you made it an agenda to go after Kilo in every way you could. Are we rooting for Kilo this year? What's the or does it hey, fuck this guy, we don't want him to go undefeated?
No, okay. I just want to go on the record and say that everyone thinks I fucking hate Kilo, and that's
no, you don't. No, you don't.
Not the case. Usually, when we have get-togethers, me and Kilo will sit. I'm one of the only people that sit back and just talk with him about stuff.
Yes.
Be honest with you, I kind of am rooting for Kilo at this point in time. He's gone undefeated. It's like fuck it. I'm rooting for Kilo or anybody in Pocket Dogs because
all right.
Second Harvest can suck a dick.
That's right, baby. That's right. No, I feel the same way. I'm not so much on the Kilo train because, man, well, here's what I will say. If we ever are going to have somebody go undefeated and win the trophy and everything, Kilo's shit talking would be very minimal and not hurtful.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
it's the IT.
Yes.
Hello, Matt didn't do shit.
Yes, he would hit you with the hey.
Yeah, he would be like, hey, did you restart your computer?
Yeah,
boom.
Yeah.
Control alt delete, bitch.
He'd give you the hey. He does.
And his retweeted memes.
For sure.
I like to. Is this Tagalog, by the way?
That is.
Yeah. So somehow this has been placed into my house.
Go closer.
Cannot
read it.
But the best part is inside here. Oh, it says password is taco.
Okay.
But this is apparently a gift from Brandon because he just private messaged me and told me to look in my drawer. He's some sort of assassin.
Oh, nice. Eat a dick.
Well, you brought up the fact that it's kind of the way the crumbles. So
he's got a tiny wood. Oh my god, that's
awesome.
Oh,
that's amazing, Brandon. I'm gonna eat these. Not right now.
No. That's awesome. God,
don't eat them.
Your drawer. I was reading that. I was thinking, what's amazing in this chat? Oh, that's amazing,
Brandon. That's funny, dude.
Well, by the time all you
how ironic I said the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, well, that was the perfect time to send it to you. By the time all these individuals in Second Harvest read this, they have all gotten a special delivery at their house.
What?
Yes, that's amazing.
And not to mention, since I didn't want to hurt your feelings, Joe, you might want to go answer your door.
No way. Give me a second.
Oh, Brandon, you're a legend, dude.
Custom made cookies.
Who did you get to make those? Because I mean, obviously, not a lot of people are gonna want to write "eat a dick." Is it someone you know personally? We'll just say that.
Yes.
Okay.
My cousin, she works at the group, and she started making cookies like 4 years ago, and it kind of just took off. So she added an additional kitchen in her basement. And,
that's awesome, dude.
And
what did she say when you asked her to make them?
I got a hold of her and I was like,
okay. Okay. We're on a new level of ninja status right now. There's literally Steve Perry at my front door holding this box.
I can't see it, Joseph.
It says, "Eat up, Joey Drips." Oh my god, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, that's good.
These are amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So
The,
continue.
the
Go
mini
ahead,
wood
Joe.
is staying, bro. The mini wood is staying. I cannot eat it.
So continue with your story, Brandon. So what did she
So-
say when you asked her to make?
So I told her my idea, and she goes, "Oh Jesus!" She goes, "I love it."
Oh my God.
That's
And I was
awesome.
like, "All right." So I told her what to put on it, and she packaged 7 of them individually up, and I added some shit to them, and then I was ninja status delivering all morning.
Dude,
I'll
I
let
just
That's
them
opened my
insane.
know.
door and I got my mini blinds like up like a foot, and all I can see is this pair of legs and basketball shorts. I'm like, who the fuck is at my door? It's fucking Steve Perry. This is amazing. That is straight ninja status.
Wait, you had someone deliver it right now,
Dude,
Brandon?
his brother was at my front door right now.
Oh,
Standing there with his
Steve-
box of cookies. Yes. With a box of cookies, bro.
Okay.
Just waiting for me
I
to
didn't
come to the
realize
door.
the name. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Well, listen,
funny,
I was
dude.
gonna get both of them delivered at the same time,
Oh,
but
wow.
since we did this at 1:00 in the afternoon, I was like, "Fuck, I don't have 2 drivers." So I'm like, "Okay."
That's amazing.
That's
So I may or
so
may not
funny.
have had a blonde lady help me.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's funny, dude. Holy shit. I can't
want to-
believe that. Like, well, I know you said that. Would you say is your sister
cousin.
or cousin?
Oh,
Cousin.
No,
Yeah,
one of my
that's-
cousins.
Yeah.
Oh, she
that's
made the
so
cookies?
funny.
I missed that
Yeah,
part. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice,
I was
nice.
asking him who
Yeah.
he was able to get to
To
make
shape a dick and eat a dick. Yeah.
That's
That's
like, do you
amazing.
just have that mold chilling around?
Hey, and the translation
Oh,
for yours, Dave,
Yeah.
is don't forget to cup the balls.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Dude, that is legendary status. So everybody in Second Harvest is getting one of these today?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Oh,
legendary.
man.
That's
so
legendary.
cool.
Freaking
Why
awesome.
why us though? Our division's so
Because
much
your
better.
division can eat
That's
a
right.
dick.
You guys eat dicks.
That's funny, dude.
That is freaking awesome.
All right. That's
Where,
good.
all right.
Brandon.
Yeah, where are we at
That's-
here?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
That was
don't know
awesome.
where the fuck we're at. That's
Um,
so good.
Uh-oh. He's got S2? I was waiting to see an S2.
Oh,
on
Is
that
it
shit.
a S2?
Just it's hot in the office.
Oh, for sure.
All right. You already asked him who he's rooting for.
Yeah,
Who'd
yep.
you say your division, right?
Kilo or the
It's a
division, yeah.
Kilo or anybody from my division.
Okay, and that combines perfect with all the either dicks to
Oh, for
Second
sure.
Harvest, so-
Dave, did you have any team, Dave, you were looking beside yourself, you were looking for?
So I mean, obviously, kind of coincide with what Braden said. I'd really like someone from my division to win because obviously, you get beat up by them all year. But if I were to pick someone from your division,
Co-host. Co-host.
No.
Damn it.
I really want JR to do something, man. I truly think that if JR won, he would JR or Mark would be pretty fun champions, quite honestly.
Okay.
But I know
All
if
right.
Drake won, that would be the most boring shit.
Well, I'm just gonna root for
Elo's
everybody.
just gonna send us memes. So yeah.
This is true.
I mean,
I'll
if
go
I
with
had-
JR from your division.
If I had to pick somebody from Second Harvest, I'd probably go. Well, I'm definitely not that scumbag Sean, so that's a no.
Definitely not
Tom
Sean.
can go fuck himself.
So his
I'd
tag
say-
team
I'd probably say
partner?
Clint.
Yeah,
I'd
his
probably
tag
say
team
Clint.
partner.
Yeah. I could go for Clint too.
But
My,
I think
my
Clint would be
protege.
boring too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like JR hasn't posted nothing all year. You know what I mean? Like he had a legendary hot tub video, but he hasn't been a active, funny guy. But
legendary
uh,
hot tub video.
oh, that hot tub video is the best, man. The
Yeah.
absolute best. I think I had a nipple slip in that. I can see a little
Yeah.
bit. All
Fuck,
right, so
I got a hot tub now. We might be
Yeah,
having some
yeah, we gotta have some-
gangbang parties in there.
we're gonna host a podcast from there.
Mark said he wanted one in there.
Nice. So let's move into what do we got here? Some playoff. Oh yeah,
yeah.
playoff
This
scenarios,
is
Dave.
this. I just did this kind.
Yeah,
It
you
took
did
me
some
forever.
legwork.
It took me forever, but I just wanted to let people know where people sat for with 2 games left, with the playoffs or the wood. I'm gonna go through it kind of quick because there's a lot of stuff. I did a lot of research on this. It took me a while. I mean, I did it at work. Sorry, supervisor sitting here, but it did take me a while. So starting off with pocket dogs, Kilo's 12-0. He's a playoff lock. You can't do any worse. JR is 6-6. He has a game left versus Drake, has a game left versus Joe. If JR wins week 13 against Drake, he's a playoff lock. He can still miss the playoffs if he loses week 13 and 14, but Mark and Drake both have to win 13 and 14, and they don't play each other. So Mark is 5-7. He's got Joe and Kilo left. Mark ends the season with the same record as Drake. He has the tiebreaker with division. So he would make the playoffs if he had the win in week 13 against Joe. He cannot get the wood because he has a head-to-head against Brandon. Drake also is 5-7, has JR and Brandon. He has to win both games and JR has to lose both. Or Drake win both and Mark lose one. As mentioned before, Drake cannot tie Mark. Week 13 loss and a week 13 win for Brandon. And then Brandon plays him in week 14. If Brandon obviously won that, Drake would get the wood, so he still potentially can get it. Joe can make the playoffs. He needs a win, and he needs to win out, and everyone above him needs to lose out, basically. And he can still obviously get the wood if he loses twice, and Brandon and Matt win 13 and 14. And then obviously Brandon is the lowest in the league, so he is the highest percentage to get the wood. But he still could not get it. Obviously, there's 4 people that can get the wood, so there's still a chance for him. And it wouldn't be too far-fetched, quite honestly. So, because some of these guys have tough matchups left. I mean, I know it's crazy, but I could easily see Drake get it because he plays JR. JR needs the win. And then he plays Brandon. And like we said before, Brandon's team's tough. So he's just getting a lot of points scored on him. And Drake's the lowest scoring team in the league. So
second lowest scoring team in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Tom.
Sorry, Tom.
Tom came and said,
let
me take that from you.
I didn't mean to offend you, Tom. Sorry. You're the lowest scoring. Second harvest, Clint's a lock at 9-3. Sean needs 1 win in either week to lock him in the playoffs. A tie record with me would put me ahead. But he has the tiebreaker against Tom. So as long as he finishes with a better record than, well, basically if he wins 1 week
or Tom loses one,
Tom loses one. Yeah. And then obviously for me, I'm 6-6. I have the tiebreaker over Sean, Tom, Marshall, and Matt. So if I tied any records with them, I would be in for the 3rd spot or the 2nd if I tied Sean. Tom needs a better record than David or Sean, but he would lose both tiebreakers of both managers. Marshall could technically get in, but he has to win every match and everyone has to lose every match. But he does play me and Tom, so that there is potential there. But he cannot get the wood because he has tiebreaker over Brandon. And then obviously Matt at 4-8. He has the head-to-head against Brandon. So if he wins just 1 game, he won't get the wood. But there's still potential there as well if Brandon wins out and he loses out. So I went through that kind of quick, but basically Matt, Brandon, Joe, and Drake still have a potential to get the wood. Sean is Brandon's obviously the front runner, but I kind of feel in Drake getting it. So
yeah, I like my spot, to tell you the truth. All I have to do is win out. If I win out and I get 1 loss from Drake or 1 loss from Mark, which he would get if I win out, I've got the tiebreaker over JR, Mark, and Drake. All I got to do is tie these guys.
Yeah.
But I got to win out. Otherwise, I'm fucked. What else we got here? You got some interesting stat coming up here. What do you got?
Oh, I just going through all this shit.
This one's crazy. I read this one. Go ahead.
Just going through all this shit. I had like a little what the fuck stat. I was just doing some research, looking for a defense and stuff. And I noticed that the Jets defense this is after last week, have scored 8 points in total for the whole
Wow.
season, 8 points
After 12 weeks.
after 12 weeks. But last
Wow.
week they scored 10 points against Houston. So before that week, they
Oh.
were -2 on the whole season. That's fucking
Oh
crazy.
my
dude.
God.
I don't even know how that's possible.
Wow,
But
that is crazy. I found a little one too that was kind of, it wasn't a huge surprise, but the amount of jumps was big for me. Fournette had that 44-point game for Kilo this week. He jumped 6 spots in the RB rankings. He is now up to, I think, RB4. That's a huge jump in 1 week, but
yeah, that's crazy.
either way, let's get into some rewind, bro. We were going to have a guest caller, but he didn't make it.
Yeah, he's been messaging me this morning as well. We were supposed to have a guest caller that wanted to talk to you, Brandon.
Was that Sean?
Yeah,
I believe it was. Yeah.
Tell me he can fuck himself. He can talk me into.
All right, let's run in the weekly rewind.
Let's do it.
Weekly rewind. All right, going into the first match, we had David winning 106.4, 2 times 56.7. The dubbed the third or turd match by Joe.
we got both out of this.
Yeah. Joe picked Dave and I picked Tom.
The turd? You picked a turd? Oh man.
I would like to point out that Tom beat the previously lowest scoring week of the season or of the league history, 56.7. It was previously held by Tom last week. So he scored 58.6 last week, and he scored 56.7 this week. So he's trending the wrong direction. But he did have my favorite stat. You know how I like to point this out. He had Bullock for 0. So Higbee and Hurts kind of fucked me, but fortunately my running back duo continues to just go bananas. Eckler had 21.9 and Mixon 32.3. Also my bench went nuts. My bench outscored Tom's starting lineup. Just 4 players. Higgins had 23.4, McKissick 22.6, Dillon 20, and Carr 22.1. So I'm really enjoying how my roster is shaping up in the home stretch here. McKissick has to get over that concussion, but
jeez, my guy's touching himself right now.
Yeah, just
my guy's touching himself. He's like,
just need to avoid the injuries, but
this
man,
bench.
I'm feeling
Well,
it, bro.
hey,
I'm feeling
that
it.
bench is doing great. It'd be better if you actually had him in your lineup. You know, I mean, that 106. Woo!
I don't care. I won.
That's
I don't
right.
have to. You don't have to score points against
Tom.
Tom. If you get over 80 points, you're gonna win.
That's so true, man. Tom is not.
Damn, I would have won this week.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Luck of the matchups. Here we go.
I would like to point out that last week when Tom set that scoring record, he had Jackson in his lineup and Brown in his lineup, which they didn't play. This week he played a full roster and he still got
them in his lineup.
Yeah, and he still got worse than what he did. So Tom's team had a total of 1 touchdown this week. It came from Jackson. But his team also tallied 5 total turnovers. His 3 wide receivers and his tight end, all 4 together, totaled 94 receiving yards. You definitely cannot win if the entire team shits the bed. Dave didn't have a great day out of Hurts or Higbee, but he did have 54 points between his 2 running backs, like he mentioned. They are getting hot at the right time. They've had a couple good weeks in a row together, so look out for that. Oh man, what are you doing up there? Jesus.
That was Tom. That was Tom, and that was the cookie.
Oh no.
All right, moving into the next matchup. Sean beating Marshall 137.7 to Marshall's 109 or 110.9. That was the battle of the guests. We both picked Sean. I wrote a little tidbit in here about how we made fun of Sean for picking Josh Allen in the second round.
We did.
He's the #1 scoring fantasy football player. So good job on that, Sean. His team performed really well. He had mostly double digits and whatnot, and his defense went for 18. So that's always a good thing. Marshall's team didn't perform very well, or didn't perform horribly actually, but he had mostly double digits, but he had a negative he had negative from his defense.
Yeah, -2.
And then his running backs are horrible. So I feel like there's a trend here. I mean, either your running backs are really good or they're like you're fucking just praying, you know.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of players on buys and injuries. So yeah, it was a tough one to win.
Yeah, Allen's a beast. He's had his 5th game over 30 points for Sean this year. That's pretty impressive. Marshall did have a good game out of Aaron Rodgers. I think he hit 30 as well, even though he had a case of Tovid with his broken toe. Tovid toe.
It's a real thing.
Yep. There were a few single digit disappointments on both sides. But the main swing for me on this one was definitely the D's that you touched on. Since he had 18 in Tennessee.
Yeah,
you're just touching the D. Yeah.
The D's that we touched on.
With since you have an 18 and Tennessee have a -2, I mean, you're already getting a 20-point swing on defense. So that's a shitty thing to overcome. But either way, Marshall, suck a D. I'm glad you lost. So
oh man, quit saying D. I feel the need to touch this every time.
Pull it out every time. Every time.
This is actually.
Does it make you feel inferior?
I'm gonna hang mine on my Christmas tree.
This is very close to life size. You know when you buy things and it has like the asterisk and it's like not actual size. Like, you know, you buy Doritos and it says like not actual size. Like this would be the same thing. Mine would say image appears bigger in box than in real life.
Dave, hold up your D cookie, please. I want to notice okay. Yours isn't as tan as it should be with your Asian descent. But I will say
quite brown.
You guys probably can't see this, but the dick is a fleshy color. The pile of shit is a brown color. And the wood actually looks like it has green in it.
These are fleshy color,
highly detailed. Yeah, mine is like a fleshy, pinkish fleshy
Quit
color.
Saying fleshy, bro. Holy.
High detail, man. High detail. Your cousin did great work.
It's 4K over here, bro. All right. Next is the Totem Bowl. Joe beating our guest here 111.4 to 75. Joe picked himself. I did pick Brandon for the splits. It didn't pan out. Thought my boy was gonna have my back, but he did not. He just sent me cookies instead. So
Hunt gets you 2 points. C-Mac gets fucking injured. And the 1 week that I actually prayed that the Pittsburgh Steelers did well, Big Ben throws 2 interceptions.
Yeah. I have a little tidbit in here that says your team's riddled with injuries all season. And last week was no different. McCaffrey went out for the season with an ankle injury. Hunt still injured with his calf. So he's held out of drives. Fryermuth got a head injury. And I said Roethlisberger might as well be injured because he's out here hurting everyone's feelings in Steeler Nation. So
it's so true.
I need to put him out like Old Yeller.
It's rough.
It's time. It's time.
Yeah.
The bye week fillers, Tarad and
Tarad, good job.
Yes, they pulled through for me. They totaled 36.4. It wasn't huge by any means, but it was enough to keep pace. Wilson had 17 with Mooney, because Mooney got off to a hot start. So, but that's Mooney's 4th straight game in double digits. I don't think it really matters about that shitty QB situation in Chicago. Mooney has proven that he is quite the threat downfield. So there's something positive going on there. And then the Houston and Freiermuth.
What?
Yep, those guys.
You better put some respect on his name.
No, he's trash.
Freiermuth.
Those pickups did pan out for Brandon. I think Houston was 8 and he had 14 before he got hurt. So, they were okay as well. But obviously the C-Mac, Hunt, first game back. And then Evans was playing through a back injury. He was actually questionable up until right before, I think, game time, the day before game time or whatever it was, a couple hours before. So he wasn't his normal self either. I will say this. I'm super stoked that I beat Brandon this week, just because I'm such more of a gracious winner than what Brandon would have been to me on this podcast this week. I don't think I could have stomached being on the podcast this week if I would have lost to Brandon, because he would have been all over me. So thank you, football gods, for that one.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Moving into JR winning 145.6 against Marks. 114.9. I didn't write this in here, but talking to JR, I talk to JR the most other than Joe in the league just because we work together. What in the hell is my kid doing?
Don't let him play with the cookie.
This solidified the supervisor sweep. JR beat Brandon, and he also swept Mark as well. So he was very proud of the supervisor sweep. I told him that he was probably going to go in his pad and they'll probably deduct his pay.
For sure. He's coming your way.
Yeah. But Mark's team did perform pretty decent, 114.9. He didn't have a big game from Big Booty Judy or Jaceki. They only had 4 points, but JR put his trust in Wilson, which is still crazy to me. Like I said, I talked to him quite a bit, and I wouldn't have done it, but he made the right call. And Javonte Williams looks like he's gonna start taking the turn to be the guy, even though him and Gordon have the same touches. Knox had a big game. Thielen, I don't understand how this guy keeps getting as many touchdowns as he does.
Number 7 in fantasy football. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Touchdown monster.
And then his kicker keeps getting 20-point games. Like, what the hell's going on with this?
Yeah.
Like, every game feels like 20 points.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I've never seen this.
Yeah, me neither. In a fantasy league, everybody wants Derrick Henry, you want Eckler, you want Josh Allen, you want Mahomes. JR has proven that you can win with the number 1 defense and the number 1 kicker. He's got both coming on New England. Aside from Buffalo, the New England D has at least a 30-point lead on the next defense besides Buffalo. Folk has a 31-point lead on the number 2 kicker, Tucker. So he's stretching, with getting points where most people aren't. Those guys, both of those guys, it's 137, I think, and 122. They're in the same scoring window with players as AJ Dillon, Tony Pollard, JD McKissick, Amari Cooper, AJ Brown, Robert Woods, DeAndre Hopkins, Cortland Sutton, and Darren Waller. Those guys are all studs. I would take any of those guys on my team, and he's getting them out of a kicker and a defense. So it's crazy, man. That's why JR's got 6 wins. It hasn't really come from a lot of premier home run skill players. It's coming out of defense and kicker.
Right. And you picked JR there, and I picked Mark. So you hit. And then last one is Kilo winning 162 to Drake's 83.3.
We skipped Matt and Clint too. We gotta go back and get that.
What?
You rolled down and skipped Matt and Clint, yeah.
Oh, we'll go back to it. Sorry. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, I don't really have much to say here. Kilo basically doubled his points, so
it's crazy.
What do you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, he wins again, bro. It is what it is. All I'm saying is this.
Yeah, like what do you say at this point?
Somebody,
the waste of our time.
Somebody is gonna play the role of Eli Manning. Mark my words, somebody's gonna do it. He's rolling into the playoffs like the undefeated Patriots.
Brandon kind of said it was his week.
Somebody is. He
kind of looks like Eli.
Yep. Let's go, Eli.
Brandon,
Eli
breathe
Varner.
with your mouth.
Yeah. Just slack jaw. Yep. Slack jaw. You're good. Somebody's gonna get him. I hope is my hope. So like I said, I wrote a bunch of shit, but it ain't worth mentioning because Kilo was just on top of the world right now. So
yeah. All right, and I skipped this game. I'm sorry. It was our closest game of the week. We both picked Matt. What the hell? I marked us that we both had this. That's not right. Oh man, I just fucked up everything. Clint wins 116.4 to Matt's 112.6. And basically the only things I want to touch on are Clint played a 0 team. Thank you for that. Keeping the streak alive. 12 weeks in, 12 weeks straight. And actually, I think we ended last season with some too. So I don't remember the streak now. But anyway, Cowboys defense, 0 points. Swift got injured. Sanders, blah, blah, blah. Debo had, I don't even know what he finished as a wide receiver, but it's pretty high. Definitely a wide receiver 1, like 1 through 12. He had 1 reception, but yeah. But anyway, the biggest thing is, so even though Matt he played Cam Newton, which if he would have played other old boy, he would have won. Godwin had a poor game. Joey Sly just needed 7 points. And in the first quarter, he had 3. And then they get a field goal blocked. And he's trying to chase bro down like he's some athletic motherfucker.
Yep.
And he pulls his hamstring.
Yep.
Out for the game. They don't kick a field goal.
Nope.
Matt lose by 4.
And they were
and they scored touchdowns and shit. And they had drives where they could have kicked field goals. He would have won.
Yeah, they had at least 3 for sure in the field goal range where they were 4th down and they went for it because they couldn't even kick it. They were on the 3-yard line and they went for it because they couldn't kick a chip shot. So nice. Matt just got royally screwed. Clint, of course, another win. He's second in the league in scoring, which is awesome. But I do want to point out that 3 of his victories are by 5.1 points or less. He's gotten lucky on a couple of those, and just skated by. So like this is another situation where that was an easy dub for Matt on a normal game.
Right.
And especially with the way the game played out with situations and where they were at on the field. It just happened to, again, it's luck. So good job, Clint.
Finishing this up, I'm glad that I found that mistake because that gave Joe a loss. So I'm the only person this year that has had 2 6-0s, and I'm still getting my ass beat. Joe was 5-1 this week, overall 42-24, and I was 2-4, 35-31. Let's move into busted and busted. Busted or busted.
Okay, guys, we're gonna make this one quick. For the busted, I'm gonna give you a number, 115.3. Do you have any guess what that is? Anybody?
In correlation to our league?
Yes, sir.
115. I would assume it's our
The amount
average.
of points Tom has scored the past 2 weeks.
That is exactly it. It is the total of points Tom has scored in the last 2 weeks. It's 115.3.
Is it really?
Times. 83 it is. 83 times this season
God.
we have surpassed 115.3. 83 times. Week 5, the whole league 12-0 sweep over 115.3. Tom, you are busted, my guy. You need to do something right now if you have any hopes of even clinging to a playoff spot. You're damn lucky you're not in contention for the wood. You have shit the bed.
My man's trash.
Yeah, that's rough. And then for the bussin', we're gonna go with the top 2 teams, man. So 109 is Kilo's low on the season. 162 is his high. He's never been under 100. Same thing for Clint. He's got 105 and 162.2. Those are the only 2 teams that have done it.
Let's go, Clint. Point 2.
Yeah, he's outscored him. Yep. Well, I think I got the high 187.
No one gives a shit about you.
Just to continue to stroke myself, I did miss this stat by like 0.6. I had a 99.4 or something is my only under 100. But either way, congrats, man. Top 2 guys. It's the reason why you're the top 2 teams in your division. That's pretty impressive to not have 1 week where you just, completely shit the bed. So good stuff there, boys. You're busting.
All right. We'll go on to buy or sell. Buy or sell. All right, run through these quick. We had Tyrod Taylor versus New York Jets, or Cam Newton at Miami, who's going to have more points. We both take Newton. Tyrod hit. He had 19 points. Newton had like 5 points. I didn't write it down, but it was like 5 points or something like that.
And a spot on the bench too. He got benched. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So we both missed that.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey at Miami, 125 all-purpose yards.
This was a lot.
We both bought the sell hit. He had 10 carries, 35 yards, 0 receptions, and 1 rolled ankle.
Yep.
Keenan Allen at Denver, 17 fantasy points. Joe bought. I sold. The sold hit. He just had 7 receptions for 85 yards, which is 15.5 points. So very close, but I was the only one that hit this week. Joe was 0-3. I was 1-2. Joe's 13-20 for the season. And I am 15-18.
Yeah, we suck at this game.
Yeah, we suck. Moving on to this week, we have for the quarterback spot, it's Prescott. This is more fantasy points, by the way. Prescott at New Orleans or Stafford versus Jacksonville.
All right, I'm gonna go quick. I'm not gonna give you any reasons why, but I'm taking Prescott.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree with Joe on that one. I think even though it's a road game, I think ultimately it comes down to the health of Cooper and Lamb. If they're both back, I think Prescott's gonna shine. Stafford's got Woods on the IR, Beckham's banged up. Cooper Kupp will have a big game, but even though it's a home game, I'm taking Prescott.
All right. I think matchup wise, Prescott is better off facing an easier defense for the quarterback fantasy points. But for the memes, I'm going to take my former NFC North comrade and I will take Stafford. Next is Jonathan Taylor at Houston or Fournette at Atlanta.
Taylor.
I don't think Fournette's going to repeat what he did last week. And Taylor, since week 4, has had more than 18 points every week. I mean, the guy's steamrolling. I'm taking Taylor as well.
Yep. Dave called him a shitbag.
I did call him a shitbag.
Biggest fantasy disappointment is what he said. He said,
I called him many things,
He
but
said, I
that
heard
number
you.
one running back in the league was definitely not one of them. Fournette had 4 tutties last week. I'm gonna say he has 2 this week. I'll take Fournette.
All right.
And the last one, same game, Deontay Johnson versus Baltimore Marquise Brown at Pitt.
These guys are 1 point away from each other in total fantasy points of the season. They put up, I think Brown has 1 more touchdown. They put up the exact same numbers every week. This is literally a toss up. So we're going to say heads Johnson, tails Brown. I got Johnson.
Oh my God. I thought you were a lock for Brown because you're obsessed with him.
Listen, I'm taking Hollywood. I think Lamar's going to bounce back this week. And I think Big Ben just needs to go into a nursing home.
Yeah, I think Brown's got way bigger home run potential. But
while I agree with what Brandon said, I just like the way that Deontay Johnson is utilized. I'm going to pick Deontay. Weekly positional points. Last week was the last week in JR1 with 38.3. That might be one of the lowest weeks that we had, and it had a skill position in it. So it was RB2 tight end.
Got it done though.
Yep, got it done. So, all right, we'll move into future forecast. It's now time for your future forecast. All right. First matchup is Marshall versus David. I guess I can start here. I'm going to go against the superstition vibes, and I'm going to go with myself. I love my matchups, especially my RBs and my quarterback. I'm playing Carr this week instead of the Hurts. Carr's had 22 plus points for the last 4 out of his 6 games. So I really like the matchup here, and he's been doing pretty good. You don't feel great about it, but I mean, the numbers don't lie. He's been playing pretty decent. So Marshall has pretty good matchups himself, but he's got Kamara coming off an injury, and Jefferson has a tough matchup. The Bears fan himself, loving the Bears, he's going to let his Vikings flag fly and try and luck it out with the Cousins and Jefferson stack. So then he's also playing Van Jefferson in the slot, which is always a super shot in the dark. You want a piece of that system, but it's the riskiest one. So he picked up Dolphins off waivers, and I tried to get them, so that kind of sucks, but hopefully they have a shitty game. So I'll pick myself.
Okay. Yeah, I said Marshall's got good matchups, but yours are better. At the time I wrote this, you had Hurts in, and I thought you're going to need a good game out of Hurts, who hasn't played horrible by any means, but this last week he really shit the bed. And he's only thrown for 200 yards. What was it, 4 times the whole season. So I was hoping he's gonna have a big week this week. But playing Carr, I mean, it's a good play. But did you guys know that Carr is leading the league in passing yards? Who the fuck is he throwing to? Because I don't think anybody down there has more than like 300 yards receiving. This is crazy.
Hunter Renfro.
Yeah.
Hunter Renfro, and at one point, he was thrown to Henry Ruggs, who, he travels at like 140 miles an hour. So
yeah, for sure.
He gets down the field real quick.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a good play. He's definitely throwing the football. I did pick Dave this week as well, just because you have way too many easy matchups. So
yeah, I picked Dave as well. I got Dave at 119 to Marshall's 107.
Ooh, I like that score too. Yeah, I like that. That's right about
Well, he's Hopkins and D Hop and Kamara are both questionable.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's not good for Marshall.
I had a little tidbit in there about that. And then if for some other reason Hopkins can't play, he's got to play Kirk. So you don't feel super great about that. Moving into the next matchup, we got Drake versus JR. Go ahead, Joe.
So of all the weeks that I need JR to win, so I can possibly catch Drake and Mark in 1 week if I beat Mark, I'm actually going to pick Drake this week. His matchups are really, really good. And I assume that he's not, but I thought he's going to put in Jamal Williams, but he's going to go with Jackson, who's been getting some deep threats down the field. So here or there, either one. But he's got the Cards D back. They're playing the Bears. And JR's got a tougher road. His New England Buffalo game is going to be pretty important because he's got the defense for New England, the kicker for New England, but he's got Knox playing Buffalo. They're both top-notch defenses. So, but the Buffalo Bills have a way more high-powered offense, and they can, blow out a defense. So I think JR is just getting for a tough week on matchups. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, maybe 110 to 100.
I got Drake as well. I like Brady versus Atlanta and Gaskin versus Giants. On JR's side, Thielen versus Detroit. He's had the touchdown in all but 3 games.
Yeah.
But his matchups this week don't look favorable, and he does not have Devontae Adams.
Yep.
You're muted, Dave.
Thank you. I picked JR this week. I got him locking in his playoff berth with a win over Drake this week. Simply put, Drake's the lowest scoring team, second lowest scoring team. Once again, sorry, Tom. And JR's on the top half for a reason. So can't get over JR's wide receiver core, even with Adams not playing. I do like Rashad Bateman as a young, throw out there. And like I said before, I like Javonte Williams. So JR does have a little bit tougher matchups than Drake, but I'm still rolling with JR. So moving into the next game, we got Mark versus Joe.
Well, even though I don't want to say this, I'm picking Joe this week.
Oh shit.
I think he's going to take down OBJ Zipper Fairies. I don't like Pollard's going up against New Orleans. And Mahomes and Hill are coming off a bye.
Yep. I got the same thing, Brandon. I do think he's going to have a nice game out of Dak. It looks like Cooper is a go, so that's going to help him out too. But
yeah,
I don't so much care who Mahomes and Kansas City's going against, just for their home run potential. And they're coming off a bye week, and I really think that they're going to right some of their wrongs and come out firing. They have been playing really well. They're up to first place. I'm riding the Kansas City wave for the last 2 weeks here, so I'm taking myself as well.
I am going against the grain. I'm picking Mark here. I think he should have a good game out of Dak. Gibson's going to see a boost because McKissick's out. Pollard's going to see a boost with the Zeke injury. I like Big Booty Judy in a possible shootout. That's an enticing matchup. His flex is rough. But I do like the Eagles defense against the Jets as well. Joe's main players have tough matchups other than Pitts and Cooks. Pitts has had 7 single-digit scores this season, with one of his matchups being a 10. So in the last 5 weeks, all of them have been single digits except for that 110. So yeah, I'm going with Mark here. Next matchup is Brandon versus Kilo.
So no Waller, no Cook, no problem. Kilo's got Gordon and he's got Logan Thomas to fill those voids. It does jump his projection back up to around like 130. He's got some pretty decent matchups. Brandon just losing C-Mac again for the season. Hunt, who just came back, is now on a bye week. This isn't the week for Kilo to lose, I don't think. I'm taking Kilo.
I just wrote Brandon needs a win this week. So if he wants this win, he's gonna have to look somewhere else other than fantasy football. So I got Kilo.
Oh man.
Hey, I consider the cookies as a win.
No, that is a win.
That's
That's a huge
That is a
win.
win. Yeah.
Listen, the only notes that I got from miners are my team is dumpster fire busted shit bags.
Oh God.
And I think I'm just gonna take a helping of some 40-year-old balls this week because I think Kilo's gonna take me again.
That's a tough matchup at the very end of the season.
Yeah,
you need a win.
Well, and just when he gets, C-Mac back too and starting to roll, and then, now he's done.
Right.
It sucks.
Next matchup is Matt versus Tom. I'm picking Matt this week. Matt really needs a dub this week. I need Matt to get a dub this week. Honestly, I don't think Hill's the answer that he picked up, but hopefully he'll work some magic. Matt has some good matchups. Tom has better matchups, but I'm just rolling with Matt here. Tom's rolling with the Baltimore trifecta, and they could put up some points against Pitt, but we've said it time and time again, Tom can't score any points. So
yeah,
I'm going with Matt.
When I wrote this, I said I was assuming that Matt is going to pick up Hill for his quarterback this week, which of course he did not disappoint. He does have easier matchups for his dynamic duo of running backs. I do have Tom making it back to the 100-point club this week, possibly, but just barely. Tom's going to lose unless Hill just shits the bed against Dallas. That might let Tom sneak out a win, but for right now, I'm riding with Matt. I like his running backs.
I think I originally wrote it up. I thought Tom was going to win, but now that I look at things a little bit, fuck Tom.
Fuck Tom.
All right. And
I'll go with Matt.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And last matchup is the Storm Bowl, the tag team trifecta bullshit.
Ooh, the Comanche Bowl.
Yeah, Comanche fucking colluding bullshit, motherfuckers. I got Clint. I truly think that Sean's going to win here based off of injuries and buys that Clint has, but I'm going to manifest a Clint win so I can take over second place. But Clint's probably going to fuck me and help his little Comanche buddy stay in second place because, Comanche to the top or whatever the fuck Sean's video said that one day. So. 2
girls, 1 trophy. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't know what the fuck it was about.
Yeah. Nope. Same thing, man. I wrote, said I'm taking Sean over Clint, but exact same reasons. Sean does have a couple tough matchups, but Clint with the injuries, it's looking like it's going to be a Sean week. I'm going Sean.
Just like last time, fuck you, Sean.
Yes.
All right.
I'm going against the grain. I'm taking Clint.
All right. All right. Let's go to the wheel to win real quick.
Yeah, we can get this done here. We got a few minutes.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I got to bounce out.
All right, brother.
All right, Brandon, man. Thanks for being on, man. That's super
appreciate
awesome.
it.
The one guy that always dogged us. I didn't think you'd ever come on, and I'm super glad that you listened, and I'm super glad you came on.
Fuck you, Sean.
All right, brother. Peace, man. Thank you.
That's awesome.
All right, Joe. We got 6 minutes.
Yeah, we can get this done. Yep, we can get it done. Spin it to win it. Quick recap. Last week, Dave had 100.5 with Mac Jones, Devontae Adams, Renfro, Burkhead, Robinson, and Kmet. Joe had 89.3 with Jackson shit in the bed, Jefferson, Mooney, Swift getting hurt. Mixon had a great game, and Njoku did pretty decent. Joe is 3-6. Dave is 6-3. So Dave is spinning first. And
the Lions.
we got the Lions.
I'll take Hawkinson.
Okay. Give me something good here. Come on, Kamish. I need a bounce back win.
I need you to keep losing. This is fun.
This has been dry. What do we got? What in the fuck, man? Give me Hunter Henry. Can I take Nick Folk and just play him at tight end? No.
Oh no. Ravens.
$40 shorts on sale. There's only one choice. Here. There's only one choice, Dave.
No, I don't want Lamar.
It's not.
I'm gonna take Brown.
No, it's Andrews. It's Andrews.
I have Hawkinson.
Oh, you just took a tight end. Yeah, that sucks. But Andrews was the pick.
Broncos.
What? Holy shit. Oh. Yeah, I don't even like Judy, but give me Judy, I guess.
Four minutes left, Joe. Let's run.
Judy, if you ever listen to that, I didn't mean personally. I don't like you, so.
I have the Ravens. I already had them. Come on. Those cookies were awesome, dude.
Oh, amazing.
Sean's so fun. Or Brandon's
amazing. In your drawer?
Yeah. Washington. I will take Gibson.
Gibson, yes.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
Dude.
Really good. Really, really good.
The Bears.
What? Jesus. Give me
Fields?
Mooney. Oh. No, I'll take Mooney. No, I was going to drop some knowledge on everybody about the second, third, and fourth quarterbacks taken in the draft this year, but
who were they? It
was Wilson, Lance, and Fields, and they've.
I'm gonna manifest my points for my fantasy team. Carr,
hit it.
I wanted Renfro. He's my boy, but I'm gonna manifest here.
Well, you know you're gonna get the yards out of him. Stop
the Chiefs.
I'm taking Mahomes. Should have took Hill, but I think Mahomes is gonna have a nice 4 touchdown game.
Can't take Hill.
Am I wide?
You already have Judy and Mooney.
Oh shit, man, my team sucks.
I can't have the Lions.
Nope.
That was my first roll.
How many minutes are we down to here?
2.5. We're good.
Oh, we'll make it. Yep. Spin to win, baby. As long as we don't keep it.
The Saints. Oh man, I'll take Kamara. Hopefully.
Okay. Yep.
Well, actually, I don't want him to get points. I'm playing Kamara this week. What the hell?
Yeah.
I hope he gets 2 points. The Bucks.
And who do I got left?
Running backs.
I'll take Fournette.
I put Ronald Jones for you.
Thank you. Can we make it Geo instead?
Oh yeah, that's even better. The Bears for me.
Monty?
I guess Montgomery's back, right?
Yes. Yep.
I'm taking Montgomery, I guess. My team. This is the week you beat me, Joe. Congrats.
We'll see.
I hope I win by like 1 point though. That'd be awesome.
That's probably what's gonna happen.
The Falcons.
Oh, Patterson, baby. Let's go. Didn't shape up too bad at the end.
Yeah, it was a pretty good team. You're definitely gonna win this week. All right. How do I unshare here? Okay.
Another good week, man. Another good week.
Another good week. I'm glad Brandon was on here. I honestly thought he was gonna say, "I'm just here so I don't get fined," or so you don't.
Oh, the whole time.
That
would have been amazing.
The whole thing. Yeah, but we had questions for him.
Yes, we did have questions.
So I was like, "Oh man, we're gonna ask him these questions. He's not gonna respond to anything."
Yep.
Yeah, to recap that real quick, I had Carr, Gibson, Kamara, Montgomery, Hollywood, and Hawkinson. Joe had Mahomes, Mooney, Judy, Fournette, Patterson, and Henry. There's no way.
Who do you have? Carr, Gibson,
Kamara.
You can't have 3 running backs.
Oh, wait.
Shit.
Okay. So
the Bears, the Monty.
yeah, I'll take Mooney then.
Okay, yeah, we can double up. There you go. Yep, nice.
Good call.
Okay.
Good call. I did not notice that. Yeah, Mooney. I'll take Mooney, Brown, Hockenson.
Yep.
You have Mahomes, Mooney, Judy.
Sure,
I
your
fucked it
team's
up.
all right.
I put. Nah, you're gonna win. There's no way you lose here.
All
So, but anyway, thanks guys.
Yep. Good luck this week to everybody.
Yeah, good luck to everyone except for obviously Marshall. So, all right, boys. You guys have a good one. Thanks again, Brandon. It was amazing. The cookies were dope. Really appreciate it, brother.
Come back anytime.
Yes.